Hi, and welcome back to our Tuesday Bible study. I'm Eric. I'm the pastor here.
I'm Diana, and I am in charge of altar care,
Yep.
and also do the garden, and I can't think of what else.
Oh, you're on worship and music.
I'm on worship and music
And
committee.
you introduced us to the prayer loom and have our prayer loom
Yes,
going.
we have a prayer loom going, which nobody's using.
Well, it doesn't help that we're worshiping somewhere else.
I know.
So we'll work on that. We'll
It's
work
okay.
on that. Make it more front and center.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
we are here for the readings for Lectionary 15, Year A, in a semi-continuous series that we're doing. And I'm going to start us off with a reading from Genesis 25. These are the descendants of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he married Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean of Padan Aram, sister of Laban the Aramean. Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord granted his prayer, and his wife Rebekah conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it is to be this way, why do I live?" So she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said this to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples born of you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other, the elder shall serve the younger." When her time to give birth was at hand, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red, all his body like a hairy mantle, so they named him Esau. Afterward his brother came out, with his hand gripping Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man, living in the tents. Isaac loved Esau because he was fond of game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Once, when Jacob was cooking stew, Esau came in from the field, and he was famished. Esau said to Jacob, "Let me eat some of that red stuff, for I'm famished." Therefore he was called Edom. Jacob said, "First sell me your birthright." Esau said, "I'm about to die. What use is a birthright to me?" Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank and rose and went away. Thus Esau despised his birthright. What a weird story. These stories in Genesis are weird.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And I've been thinking, as we've been reading them, it's good to know the stories in Genesis, but do they really make a difference for us?
I think they do. And here's why.
Okay.
For those of us who have weird families,
Okay.
we can find ourselves in these stories.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? I say, right? This is what I do with confirmation classes. I talk about my family and how weird it is, and then I say, and we're going to hear about all these weird families in Genesis, and your family's probably weird too.
Yep.
That's okay.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
right. God
Yep.
works through all these folks in these weird stories. God works through us too.
That's a good thing to remember.
Yeah.
Is that we can read these and identify with people that are in them. Yep. What a shame to be told that your two children
are
are
going
going
to
to
hate
be
each other.
at war with each other their whole lives.
Yeah.
What a hard thing. Yeah. And I'm wondering, okay, so Esau came out strapping,
Right.
and did Jacob come out, like spindly? Or,
They don't really describe him too much. The grasping of the heel is what matters.
Yeah.
Because of the name. So Esau was hairy. So Esau, and Jacob was grasping the heel.
Is that
and
what Jacob
usurp.
means?
The usurping actually means usurper.
Okay, so that's what that means.
Yeah.
So they set him up.
Yeah.
They set him up.
Yeah.
As all parents do.
That's the challenge for us who are parents, right?
That's right.
I have a friend who has gone back to school and has entered his second career as a psychologist. And he and I have now a running joke of our job as parents is to not pass on the stuff we had to deal with as kids.
Oh, it's always been our job.
But of course, that means they're going to have to deal with a whole new set of issues.
Exactly right.
Right,
They'll find something else. That's
Right.
right. That's right.
But like our goal is to not strap our kids with my baggage.
Yes. Yes.
Which is that's what's happening here.
Yeah. My mom used a lot of guilt.
Aha.
She used a lot of guilt to get us to do things. Yeah. And very early on, I said, I'm not using guilt. I'm not using guilt. Yeah. And all of my kids have said, you did a good job of that.
There you go.
But they still feel guilty. Of course. This or that. Somebody else made them feel guilty.
Some level of guilt is brought upon the self, actually.
Yeah, and should be.
School.
And should be.
Yeah.
I mean, you should feel guilty when
you do something wrong.
Wrong.
But like this is all like the other reason to read this story is to hear how generational trauma happens.
Okay.
Right, because Isaac and Rebecca also have problems having a kid.
Yes.
It takes 20 years
just
for
like
them to have a son.
Abram.
Just like his father.
And Sarah.
Right? You got it.
Took them a lot longer.
It did.
Yeah. So that's the same.
Yeah.
And then.
But the twins, that's new.
Yes, except that Abram had 2 boys.
You're right. There are still 2 boys in there.
2 boys.
Yeah, from different mothers,
and
but
they
2 boys. Yeah.
were
also opposed to each other.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was also because of the mom.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious. You're right. See, there's these parallels. This is generational trauma running through all of here. And of course, the dad is going to go on in both cases, right? Right.
Kind of a wimpy guy.
Yeah. So and then we have the classic setup here between jocks and nerds.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is that classic setup.
Yeah.
The mama's boys versus the daddy's boys. It's all right here. It's all right.
Oh my goodness sakes.
Right.
Yeah.
So like this is me spelling out why this all still matters.
Do you think?
And then the red. Yeah.
Do you think that Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright," because his mom put him up to that?
We will hear more about what his mom puts him up to later.
Okay.
I think Jacob is really conniving.
Yeah,
that would be the way that I would say.
That's what I mean.
I don't know that his mom necessarily put him up to it.
Well.
I mean, there's just the text.
They were set up when they were born.
Right.
They were set up.
Right. But this notion that like, why would you if your brother comes in and is hungry and you're cooking food, what do?
Give him some.
You give him something to eat. Like, that's stupid. Like, give me your birthright and I'll give you food. Like, no, that's dumb. That's dumb.
Well, it's mean.
Yeah.
Except that Esau had no value for it. Saw no value in having a birthright.
Yeah.
And at that time,
birthright mattered. Yes, birthright made a big difference
Yeah.
because if you were the firstborn, you're going to get a double portion.
Right.
So it wouldn't be that when Isaac died, it wouldn't be split everything in half. It would be split everything into thirds, and the firstborn gets 2/3, and the youngest gets 1/3, because the oldest is expected to care for the mom and carry on the family business and all of that.
Except that now.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
So why did they change him? Why did they say therefore
he had a
was
nickname.
called
He had
Edom?
a nickname. Red. It means red because he wants the red lentil soup.
Esau wasn't enough. I mean, Esau's...
hairy and red. Esau and Edom.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
It is put here. I'm pretty sure that it is put here so that we can understand where the Edomites come from.
Okay. That makes sense.
So that we can make that connection as readers coming through these stories.
So Esau's hair was red.
Yeah.
Was his body red? I mean, he had red hair on his body, obviously. I have a red-headed granddaughter.
There you go. I don't know. My imagination is that he's hairy and tan. Although, like I'm assuming he's hairier than I am. I tan a little.
I tan pretty well.
People who have a lot of hair don't necessarily tan because the hair gets in the way.
Sure.
But my imagination of Esau is that he's kind of hairy all over and kind of tan all over. But that's because as he grows up, he spends all his time outside.
All his time outside.
Well, just coming out. I mean, you've had kids. When they first come out, they're all kind of pale and gross.
Yeah, they are.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what it looked like to begin with.
And
sorry, bad news, folks. Sorry.
Well, they have it. They have a skin tone.
Yes.
They have a skin tone.
Because
so
they haven't
some of them
experienced sunlight yet.
Some of them are a little darker skin toned,
Right.
olivey kind of
Yeah.
skin tone, and some of them are pale enough that they're translucent.
Yeah, well, that was our daughter when she was born she was early, had to spend a week or so under the bilirubin light,
Sure.
so that her melatonin could actually activate it and her skin could actually finish forming.
My youngest was also, he was 3 weeks early. That's not terribly early.
Yeah.
But
It's that UV purple light that you sometimes see over babies. That's the bilirubin
but they
light.
didn't do that, and he got jaundiced.
Oh gosh. Okay. See, it matters.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But they
like
didn't have
it's-
that then, so.
right, obviously. But yeah, like both. Why wouldn't you just feed your brother? And also, why do you not care about what you're getting?
Yeah.
Why do you not care about carrying on the family
Neither.
in some way?
They were not. Apparently, they were not brought up to care for each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and some of that is also because of the parents, right? Because each
Exactly.
parent had one that they glommed onto,
Right. Right,
and apparently
except-
showed it. Like it was obvious
Must have
enough
been.
that it's
Must have been.
Right.
Right. Because it's written down.
right.
Yeah.
Because I know as one who is a sibling, parents have favorites. The trick is to not show it. Parents have favorites. You're going to say, well, we just love every kid differently. Right?
No.
No.
Not going to say that. I'm
Okay.
thinking about, do I have a favorite? Don't think so.
Okay.
But
It's all good. But here, the favoritism just comes out.
it
right
does.
away.
It sticks out in lumps all over.
Right.
Yeah, it does from the very and I wonder if and the Lord said to her, two people shall be born divide and of you and shall be divided. I'm wondering if that was prophetic or if that was just this is because of you. This is how it's going to be. You know what I mean?
I do. I know exactly what you mean. Is this a prophecy of what is going to come, or is this a warning about you being a bad parent?
There you go. Yeah.
Sorry, in case you are watching this and hold the fathers and mothers of our faith in high esteem, I recognize they too were human, and hold them in the same esteem that I hold all humans, recognizing that they also have shortcomings. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's why I think it matters that we come back to these stories.
Yes.
I will say this is the first time in my career that I've been doing the semi-continuous readings. It's the first time in Trinity's history since the semi-continuous reading has existed that we've done the semi-continuous readings. And we'll go through this one cycle, and that'll probably be good for me for a while. So, hey, you want to take us into the psalm?
Sure. We're going to read parts of Psalm 119. Now, are we going to do this?
No, you just read. You can
I'm just going to read
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light unto my path. I have sworn and am determined to keep your righteous judgments. I am deeply troubled. Preserve my life, O Lord, according to your word. Accept, O Lord, the willing tribute of my lips, and teach me your judgments. My life is always in danger, yet I don't forget your teaching. The wicked have set a trap for me, but I have not strayed from your commandments. Your decrees are my inheritance forever. Truly they are the joy of my heart. I have applied my heart to fulfill your statutes forever and to the end. And that's that.
Thy word is a
Yep,
lamp
yep,
unto. Okay.
yep,
Right.
Yep.
Goes straight there. But of course, the rest of this portion of Psalm 119 it's not that happy camp song.
No, it's not.
This is I am sticking to God's ways because people are trying to get me.
Yeah. Yeah. My life is always in danger.
Yeah.
I am deeply troubled. Preserve my life. The wicked have set a trap for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this like a begging?
I mean, Psalm 119, so it's the longest psalm. It's also
Right.
the longest, technically, chapter, because each psalm is a chapter. it covers a lot of territory. This particular portion, it's broken up. It's broken up by group, one group for each letter of the Hebrew alphabet.
Okay. Psalm 119.
Psalm 119.
Broken up for, okay.
Yeah. And so this section is coming, nearer the
Sure.
kind of last half. And it's like it covers so much ground, right? It's the highest of highs, it's the lowest of lows. It's always coming back to the point of the wisdom literature, which is that God's word is what carries through.
Right.
This one in particular, this part in particular.
I can see why they paired it though, because the first verse that we read, your word is a light, a lamp to my feet, and a light to my path. So
lets me know where to go.
Yeah. And I'm having trouble, but I'm keeping to your righteous judgments. People are trying to get me, but preserve my life. So he keeps, he says,
it is
this is what's going back and forth. This is how it's going. I've not strayed from your commandments. They're a joy to my heart.
I feel like accept the Lord, the willing tribute of my lips. Right? That there is this verbal commitment, and the request to that verbal commitment is teach me your judgments. Like this back and forth dialogue with God.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the midst of all of these troubles, knowing that there are traps set. There's hope here.
I'm just thinking about life right now.
Yeah.
And how this could fit for right now.
Yep.
I feel troubled. I feel like everybody's out to get the things that are important to me, and yet here we go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to trust in God. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of Psalms like that.
Oh, they're the most human part of the Scripture. They get all of the emotions we have.
Yeah, they do.
They matter a lot. That'll probably be the next thing after we go through this cycle. I've not yet done an entire year focusing on preaching the Psalms as the primary text for sermons.
Okay.
But it can be done pretty easily, actually, because they matter.
Better you than me.
Well, that's my job. So, a reading from Romans. Therefore, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has set you free from the law of sin and of death. For God has done what the law, weakened by the flesh, could not do, by sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and to deal with sin, he condemned sin in the flesh, so that the just requirement of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. For those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who live according to the Spirit set their minds on the things of the Spirit. To set the mind on the flesh is death, but to set the mind on the Spirit is life and peace. For this reason, the mind that is set on the flesh is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law. Indeed, it cannot. And those who are in the flesh cannot please God. But you are not in the flesh. You are in the Spirit, since the Spirit of God dwells in you. Anyone who does not have the Spirit of Christ does not belong to him. But if Christ is in you, then the body is dead because of sin, and the Spirit is life because of righteousness. If the Spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, he who raised Christ Jesus from the dead will give life to your mortal bodies also, through his Spirit that dwells in you. Totally clear. I know it's the standard Paul joke, I know, but wow. First reactions other than, huh?
Well, So we are set free from the law of sin.
Yes.
By the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus. Set free from the law of sin and of death. And the law was weakened by the flesh.
Yes.
So does that mean that... I think of the law as the Ten Commandments and all
Perfect.
those things that...
Perfect place to start. Because for Paul, he's writing to a congregation he's not going to see until right before he dies. He hasn't seen them yet. And he knows that it's Jews and Gentiles together. Mm-hmm. And so part of what he is doing is pointing out that righteousness cannot be won by the law.
And that makes sense to me.
But it's not because the law is the fault.
Right.
It's we who try and follow the law will do so imperfectly and then attempt to justify ourselves.
Yeah, okay.
Right? What Jesus is doing in the Sermon on the Mount, when he's doing the "you have heard it said, but I say to you" stuff, is returning back to
the law.
I will say, to borrow a political phrase, the original intent.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
one of the great examples is, "You have heard it said, thou shalt not murder. But I say to you, if you even speak something evil against your foe, you have broken this commandment."
Yes.
Right? That what Jesus does is say, because I haven't murdered anybody. Easy, done, check.
I've thought about it a couple times.
Well, but even if you haven't thought about murdering somebody, have you thought an evil thought against somebody?
Oh, sure.
Then you have broken that commandment.
Sometimes you can't. You can't stop yourself from thinking evil things.
So this is where part of what Paul is pointing out.
Yes.
Right? That both it's because we try and live it out and we're going to fail, the law is weak. But also, we have added so much stuff to it.
Sure. Well, you have to. You have
Yeah.
to. Because everybody will find a loophole.
Yep.
A loophole to the law.
Yep. And the loopholes are the weakness.
Everybody's looking for a loophole.
Yeah. How do I get ahead by making the law work for me?
Right.
And against
or get out of that.
Yeah.
Get out of that penalty.
Yeah.
Because I didn't follow the law.
Right. But that is also the flesh, right?
Yeah.
So there's the hard dichotomy for Paul is those who are part of Christ and part of what God is up to in the world in Christ, and those who aren't. And that's the distinction between being in the Spirit, which is capital S, Holy Spirit, and being in the flesh, which is all of that stuff that isn't what God would want us to do.
So, and this goes right with what we read today about I don't do what I want to do, and
this is the next section.
This is
right?
the next section. This is like this is why that makes sense.
Yep.
Then
You got it.
Okay.
And it does matter because it's not that the body doesn't matter. Right? Paul does come back and say, you don't have to be dead to do this. What brings us life is the Spirit in us. That's what brings our bodies life. It's the desires of the flesh that pull us away. Those things that we do that we don't want to do, and those things that we don't do that we want to do. Right? That's the flesh at work in us. And it's not a thing we can escape. Paul knows this. It's part of that simul justus et peccator stuff.
The what?
Simultaneously saint and sinner.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I do drop Latin phrases sometimes. It does happen. That's why I need teachers to say, huh? English.
It's okay. It's okay. Now, tell me again in Latin what it is.
Simul justus et peccator.
Okay.
Simultaneously
So if
justified and poop. Peccator. Sinner.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Then I'll hear it again.
Because there is this it's not like I can be fully in the Spirit.
No.
Because in this life I'm still trapped by the flesh. Even at the very basic needs of I still need to eat food. I still need to drink water. Like, I'm still bound by that. The idea that there is a way that we could be fully in the Spirit in this life. Well, Lutherans will turn to Paul and say it's not going to happen. Like, Paul couldn't do it. Are you better than Paul? Right? No, you're not. You're not. Sorry. I shouldn't leave that hanging.
No, you can leave that hanging. It's a good thing to remember.
Right. Right. That this tension that Paul raises up is just saying you're Christian doesn't free you from it. The waters of baptism don't free you from it. Only Christ frees you from it. And that is only fully completed once we're resurrected in the next life.
Okay.
That in this life, it's always going to be a struggle.
And that's good for us to remember.
Yeah, because the wages of sin
is death.
And it's going to happen. Like, we have to pay that wage. But that's not the end of the story.
So, yeah, that's for another day.
Okay.
That's for another day.
Big questions. This is why I like Paul. You want to take us into Matthew?
Sure.
All right.
Matthew 13, some verses. That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat by the sea, with such great crowds gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat there, while the whole crowd stood on the beach. And he told them many things in parables, saying, Listen, a sower went out to sow, and as he sowed, some seeds fell on the path, and the birds came and ate them up. Other seeds fell on the rocky ground, where they didn't have much soil, and they sprang up quickly, since they had no depths of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched, and since they had no root, they withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns grew and choked them. Other seeds fell on the good soil and brought forth grain, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. If you have ears, hear. Hear then the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what is sown in the heart. This is what was sown on the path. As for what was sown on the rocky ground, this is the one who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet such a person has no root, but endures only for a while. And when trouble or persecution arises on account of the word, that person immediately falls away. As for what was sown among thorns, this is the one who hears the word, but the cares of this age and the lure of wealth choke the word, and it yields nothing. But as for what was sown on the good soil, this is the one who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and yield in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30.
Yay. The parts that skipped is a bunch of other parables that we'll get next week. And the disciples going, make sense of these parables for us, please. So this is the pairing, right, of we hear the parable and then the explanation.
Make sense of these parables. I guess because I've heard them so many times,
right,
that they kind of make sense to me.
Except, in our hymn selection, we chose for the third distribution hymn for this month,
Yes.
Lord, Let My Heart Be Good Soil.
Yes.
Part of what I love about this parable, if we take it literally, is the impact that, like, how much choice does the soil have
That's the truth. That's it.
on how ready it is for the seed?
Okay.
How much choice does the soil have?
Yep.
Now, I'm asking you. You
None.
take care of...
None. If you have soil that is clay soil, it has no choice but to be clay soil. You can do the amendments, you can do all this stuff, and it will be a little better. But it's never going to be good soil.
Yeah.
And rocky is. We used to live in on Rock Hill Road in Pennsylvania, and it was named appropriately because it had boulders as big as this table. It had boulders as big as a car. Our yard, we had a septic tank. There was no place to put a leach bed because of the rocks. Now, the house was old, so we didn't have to do anything with it. But at some point, somebody who lives there is going to have to put in what they call a sand mound.
Oh, gosh.
Because the soil is so, and it had no choice in that.
That's the thing that I think we always miss about this parable. I've heard lots of sermons about how the sower is indiscriminate and just throws everything around because, like, that's a terrible job of sowing seeds.
That's what they used to do to sow their field.
Right.
They didn't have the tractors that went down with things like this.
You got it. And you're not going to take these teeny tiny grains and like carefully place them. You're not gonna,
no, I don't do that with carrots.
Right. There you go.
Carrots are too small.
And you're good.
And pull out the ones that aren't going to make it.
So who prepares the soil?
I think it's us, and I'm feeling bad.
Well, but in the parable, who prepares the soil?
Nobody.
Somebody who's not there. There is no conversation about a farmer. There's no groundskeeper.
No.
There's nobody to till and work the soil and get it ready for the word, to get it ready for the seed.
And so that's our job, though.
Is it?
Well,
where are you in this parable? This is always the question: is where are you in this parable?
I'm not the sower.
Okay.
I think maybe you're the sower.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I should be doing the prep on the.
But you're not in the parable then.
No. I might be some of the bad seed that fell on the rocky soil. You know what I mean?
Well, the seed was fine.
Yeah. I might be the rocky soil or
Right.
something like that. But if nobody's preparing the soil, then what the heck is the sower?
This is
supposed to do?
This is the big thing. So I will say I don't know that I think of myself as the sower. I really don't. I don't know that I do.
I understand.
And not because I don't. But it is helpful for preachers occasionally to put themselves in the place of the soil.
Sure.
Because this is how people listen to sermons.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Yeah.
Some people aren't going to hear it. Some people will be yay, and then on the way up to communion we'll forget what you said, right?
Yeah.
And some people will try, but it's not going to work, and some people will go out and it'll be awesome. But also that has very little to do with me.
It doesn't. It doesn't have It has very little to do with the sower, and it has very little to do with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, because the sower sows.
Just where it goes.
But of course, we know that as Lutherans, like part of that is the work of the Spirit. So I can think about those times.
Actually, isn't all of it the work of the Spirit?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't give the Spirit enough credit. That's for sure.
So I can relax.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my grandson that I talked to you about. Yeah.
You cannot save anybody.
No, I know that.
But I can think of moments in my life where I am totally unprepared for the word. Totally unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of those moments where I was all excited to get going and then
things got in the way.
Right. Mm-hmm. I can think of those moments where the world becomes too much, and I hope that at the end of my life, the sower will be able to point and say, "That's where you bared some good fruit. That's where you bared some good fruit." And I will say, "I only did what I was supposed to do."
You'll say, "It was my job."
Yeah.
That's what you'll say. Because that's what you say.
I know. But like I can put myself in lots of places here. Sometimes I think I might have actually been the seed. So a friend from school, when I was working on my PhD, reminded me very briefly in a message of late, wanted to thank me for a conversation that we had that was like, it was literally 2 sentences, but has changed their ministry entirely. And the question was, well, what do we do with the difference between sin and sins? To which my response, which is the Lutheran response, is, well, for Lutherans it's the same thing. And like not 2 months ago, he said, thank you for saying that, because it has changed so much of what I do. I was like, it was a stupid one-line comment. It's true, like it's actually true, but it's just this one-line offhanded thing, and it has changed somebody's ministry. Right? In that moment, I was a seed.
Right. So does the seed has no clue
What it's
going
either.
to do either.
Yeah. It knows what it wants to be.
Yeah.
But what it'll actually be, well, that depends on the soil that it lands on. This is why I appreciate the push to read the parables literally. There is a tendency to over-spiritualize the parables and make it about pretty things and how do you become the good soil. And Jesus is saying, look at how seeds are sown.
But we've got
Some work, some don't.
We've gotten so far from agriculture
Exactly.
that people don't even know
I know.
about seeds.
I know.
You know,
Yeah. Get your hands in the dirt after this video.
you'll feel better in the evening.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But they don't. They don't know how
know.
seeds work.
Yeah.
Out here in the garden, I put in 2 rows of beans. This row of beans is climbing, doing wonderful. This one never even sprouted.
And it's probably the same soil.
It's the same beans, it's the same soil. I planted another row today.
There you go.
And when I was making the row, I'm looking, here's this bean sprouted but just died.
Yeah.
I have no idea whether it was good. I know it's not rocky soil.
Right.
But
Well, and there's not a lot of weeds over there. Like
No.
this is when you read it literally, this is not a parable about aspiring to be good soil. If you find yourself being the sower, go out and sow the seed, knowing that you will have a bunch of different results. And that's not on you.
right.
Right? Go out and sow the seed. And for some folks, it will take root and you will have an abundant harvest. Give thanks to God for that. Some folks, nothing will ever come of it. Keep sowing the seed.
No matter where you are.
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
Yeah.
Even if you think this is pretty rocky soil, I'm not throwing anything out here.
Yeah.
You just do it anyway.
Yep. Keep sowing the seed.
Keep sowing the seed. Yeah.
There might be something there I can preach.
I'm sure. I'm sure. That's good.
Yeah.
Keep sowing the seed.
So worry less about what kind of soil you are.
And worry less about the outcome.
Worry less about the outcome.
Because it will either happen or it won't.
Yeah.
And you're not in charge of that.
Mm-hmm. Sow. Go sow.
Yep. Go sow. Be a sower. Be a seed.
Yeah.
Be the rocky soil. Be the good
Be
soil.
you.
Be
Be
the
you.
good soil.
Well, I mean, I was just go be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is all kinds of stuff has happened, right? To get the seed, you have to have already had a good harvest,
Yes.
and that had to have been harvested, and gathered, and processed, so you can get the seed again. But that's none of this is in there.
So, I'm thinking about how do we prepare the soil?
That I think matters, but I think it's different than
It's different than
this reading.
Yeah.
Because I think it's part of the same thing, in all honesty. That when you know the power of plants, right?
Yes.
We've seen all of those.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right.
What I know is if civilization died today, within about a year, most of our houses would be overcome with ivy or something.
Yeah.
Creeping Charlie, I'm going to tell you, creeping Charlie is, yeah.
Japanese pechysandra is what we have taken out recently, and we didn't get all of it, and we can tell.
Yeah, yeah. Or thistles. Oh my goodness, somebody is feeding thistles to the birds in my neighborhood. But nature would take back over. You know, think about how many times you have to scrape the weeds out between the cracks in your sidewalk.
Exactly right. Or the spot in the sidewalk that is uneven because of the tree root.
Right.
Like it part of the
nature.
joy of the plants is that the plants will get the soil ready too.
True enough. True
Right?
enough.
That the seed itself, even if it doesn't lead to an abundant harvest, plays a role in getting the soil ready. And even if it falls on the hard surface and the crows eat it and it gets taken away, it still gets pooped out and gets dropped somewhere else.
Yes, that's why I have so many thistles along the edge of my
Right.
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
That we worry too much about the wrong thing.
Yes. Yes.
That part of what we are encouraged to do is that trust that God is at work. It's not in these readings, but for Lutherans, the example of what it looks like to come to faith is Lydia in the book of Acts. She was going to a spot to do her laundry.
In a spot in the
Right.
this
Yeah. And Peter had mistook it for a place where people gather for worship.
Oh, well, yeah. Depends on how you think about laundry.
Exactly right. Because a lot of stuff happens when you're doing laundry, especially if you're doing the whole thing by hand. And she is ready. She is a Jew who is ready to hear about what God is up to. I think she's Jew. Maybe she's, it doesn't matter. She's ready. The Spirit has prepared her to hear the good news.
So the Spirit is the one that prepares the
And
soil.
Peter proclaims the good news. And the Spirit lets Lydia hear this news as good and gives birth to faith in her life. And her house becomes the church in that town for decades. The Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what it was in Lydia's life that made her ready to hear? I don't know. But she was a businesswoman. This is why I'm wondering whether or not she was Jewish. She might have been, I don't know.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
she was a businesswoman to the elite class. She dealt in purple cloth.
Mm-hmm.
So she was already moving amongst the elite. But it was just her. There's no talk about her husband, ever. So maybe she was a widow and was wondering what happened to her husband. Maybe she has been around enough of these high elites that she appreciates the very basic level of faith that is presented by these followers of the way. That isn't about being high elite and doing all of this
Right.
stuff, but just about a way of being.
Following the law.
Right. Who knows? But the Spirit was at work in her life, made her ready to receive. She is good soil because the Spirit has been working, and somebody sowed, and some of it landed in her.
And I think we shouldn't worry about whether it's going to be 100-fold or 60-fold or 30-fold.
Not even a little.
And maybe 2-fold.
Yeah,
Right. Maybe it's just 2 or 1.
Yeah.
At least it's sprouted and
Got
it's, yeah.
So
Okay.
there's a lot of hope here.
Yeah.
Go sow.
Go so.
Thanks.
Thanks.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.